I stumble in the darkness, I'm lost and alone. Oh, I said I'd go before us and show the way back home. Is there a light above ahead? Can't hold on very long. Forgive me, pretty baby, but I always took the long way home. Money's just something you threw off the bed. Welcome back, sports fans, to Sly Wagon Lessons, your home on the YouTube for instruction on how to play the harmonica and the guitar together at the same time. I'll show you the chords. I'll put the notes up in the PictoTab, where a blue square means blow and a red square means to draw on that hole on your diatonic harmonica. Today we are playing in the key of C in first position. So I've got a C harmonica in the rack for today. Straight harmonica, that's what it's all about for today. The song, Long Way Home by Tom Waits. Tom Waits is not as well known as he ought to be, I would say. Great songwriter and an eccentric and joyful performer, I would say. And in his recordings, he uses lots of different instruments that you might not expect, and some that he has made himself. So he's certainly worth a listen if you're not familiar with Tom Waits. This song, Long Way Home, has been covered by a couple of artists, including Norah Jones. She put out a version in the early noughties, I guess, like 2004, around there. Which is very good as well. What I'm going to show you today is how to add a harmonica solo. It's a 4-verse song in between verses 2 and 3, for instance, where the chord progression changes just slightly. You could put in this harmonica solo. So I'll show you the chords as well. There's nothing very complicated, but as I mentioned, there is a little change in the progression from the first 2 verses to the second 2 verses. All right. So I like to use an alternating bass approach to playing this one, where I'm going to always figure out a nifty little alternating bass pattern that I can play. Real simple. So on the C chord, I play a G bass. So it might involve, and I'll put this, let me split the screen with the chord cam here maybe. How I achieve it, start with a regular C chord, right? You got your first finger there at the first fret of the B string, your middle finger on the D string at the second fret, and then for a C chord, you would then put your ring finger here at the third fret on the A string for the C note. What I do to add the G bass is I actually move that ring finger over and play the G note, third fret of the bottom E string, and then I'll pick up that C note with my pinky, and then if you just strum it, you can hear it's got that nice deep G bass, and you can do this alternating bass pattern that I mentioned. All right, there's the C. Then a little bass run. So you're playing your C. You want to do a bass run on the A string down to an A note, because you're going to play an A minor chord next. So just where my pinky is, pick out that note, then move my middle finger over to the B note on the A string there, second fret, and then strum it, or pick it open, and then strum the A minor. And I do the alternating bass there with the open A and the open E. you see I'm using this hand, my left hand, for some muting to get a bit of a percussive effect. All right, so it's the C, the A minor. Next chord is an F. I like a full F there. It's nice and bassy sounding, but as well you've got an F there with your index finger at the first fret of the bottom E string. You've also got an F there on the D string where your pinky is going to be when you're playing the F, right? So at the third fret there on the D string. So you can alternate between Fs to get an alternating bass. All right, then it's back to a C. This is in the first two. Then F again, right? Then it's a C at the very end of the verse. C. I'll show you here in a second. And then G, but you want to play that B bass. All right, so really it is a G chord, standard G chord, but you want to pick out that B bass to get the bass effect that we're after for this one. All right, so the first verse would go like this. Will I stumble in the darkness on the sea? I'm lost and alone. Though I said I'd go before us, gonna run down to the A minor now and show the way back home. Going to the F. Is there a light up ahead? You only stay one measure on that F. Is there a light up ahead? Back to that C, right? I can't hold on very long. Back to the F. On this one, actually, when I'm at this point, I don't do the alternating bass. I stay on the F, but then I hammer it down. So, can't hold on very long. I love you, pretty baby, but I always take the long way home. And I screwed up the words there. But the chords were okay. So again, it's we'll start from the top. I stumble in the darkness, I'm lost and alone. Though I said I'd go before us and show the way back home. Is there a light up ahead? I can't hold on very long. Forgive me, pretty baby, 'cause I always take the long way home. All right, so that's the simple chord progression for the first two verses. The only difference in the third and fourth verse, I think it's in the third or fourth, is that there's a G thrown in there after that first F. You know I love you, baby, more than the whole wide world. You are my woman. You know you are my pearl. Let's head out with the party lights, where we can finally be alone. Come with me, we can take the long way home. So you see the G gets thrown in there after the one measure of the F. And it's on your way to the C. All right? Cool. Now I am going to show you how to put a harmonica solo over the chord progression from verses 1 and 2. All right, so the harmonica solo is really based on the melody of the song, just something that I pick out on the harmonica to add a little bit of interest, give a little break to the vocals, which always makes it a little more interesting and engaging for the folks you are playing for. So let me put it up in the PictoTab again. Blue means blow, and a red square means draw, or inhale, or suck. But we never say, we try to not say suck when we're talking about our harmonica playing. All right. So the only tricky part, I suppose, is trying to maintain the alternating bass while you're also playing the harmonica. So might require a bit of rehearsal. I'm going to play this nice and slow, put it up in the PictoTab. That's it. It's as simple as that. You'll notice that I didn't get that little bass run down to the A minor, which I typically will drop during the solo, because you kind of are playing a similar thing on the harmonica. So, but then I will try to pick up that alternating bass again when I get down to the A minor. All right? So you're going to want to rewind that one and play it a couple of times to learn where all those notes are for the harmonica solo for Long Way Home by Tom Waits. Add it to your set list and have some fun with it. All right? If you've got a second, why not subscribe to Sly Wagon Lessons, and I'll do my best to keep the song-based instruction coming on how to play the harmonica and the guitar together. All right? Thanks for joining me today. I hope to see you again.